Well, ladies and gentlemen, as it is a panel discussion, we open the topic to the panelist, and I take the privilege of shooting first question to Dr. Girish Agarwal, that what is the importance of rural development education in 21st century, and how do you see the future of rural development education in 10 years down the line, a decade later? Over to you.
Take it from here or there? Yeah, okay, fine. Last session is almost always difficult because we are trying to keep you between your sleep or your entertainment, what is your dispensation is. And but as we saw in the last India-Australia one-day match, that some matches get decided in the last ball. So hang on, wait for us. The previous session gives us a lot of hope. There is plenty of room for rural management education. Why do I say so? The toilet that were built so far that people couldn't use it. Some learned company did that, isn't it? In their CSR program. Now the first exercise that we teach in rural management education is what is called a PRA exercise, participatory rural appraisal, which means that you take care of or call all the stakeholders and then take their opinion and then only decide upon your interaction. Is this what was done? And if this was done, then why did we have toilets out there so far away that ladies couldn't use them? Then some questions were raised as to why these toilets could not be built inside their homes. Why they were built so far out that, so there is a cultural aspect to this, that ladies would not venture out of their homes to go to these toilets. There is a safety and security aspect. Now, so all of this suggests that there is plenty of scope for learning. So that's my beginning point. Now I'll keep on hammering on these issues. Government has been spending nearly 40,000 crore rupees on NREGA, rural development, every year. There's a lot of money. And the results we see that there is the same kind of effect in terms of maintenance of assets. There is simply no money in this 40,000 crore rupees. 40% of this 40,000 crore rupees is going towards so-called building of assets, and only 60% can be labor. I hope you all agree with me, that's the objective of NREGA, right? Within that 40% means 16,000 crore of rupees, there's not a single rupee allocated to maintenance of assets. So here we have a government, here we have a private corporate taking their hands or playing their games at spending people's money, so for rural development per se, and yet coming out knots. There's no sustainability in the assets because there's no money. There is no institution built up to take care of those assets. Now, which means that this gives us a hope for next 10 years, I would say, that there'll be plenty of scope for rural management education. The third point that I would like to stress, one is that Amul was one great organization in transferring income from farmers' produce, and larger share of that sales value went to the farmers, so that out of 1 rupee of sale, 80 paisa goes to farmers. But a cooperative organization was successful in a particular cultural environment and has been successful in India. Our efforts at replicating that cooperative model elsewhere through Operation Flood 1, Operation Flood 2 has not been so successful in other states. So do we remain wedded to one sort of organization in trying to transfer higher share of income from the sales of rural farmer or primary producers' product back to the farmers? Is this one shoe going to fit all kind of legs, all kind of feet? No. So what are the other, are there other alternate kind of forms of organizations? What was this cooperative movement anyway? cooperative movement was about capping people's self-interest and while safeguarding their self-interest, but not excessively going for somebody's own self-interest as compensated by a combined social interest. Now, cooperative was great in a particular environment. That kind of organization was great in that kind of environment. But then is that the one that's going to last in all sorts of environment in states of Rajasthan or in state of Maharashtra, where we see the cooperative benefit people at the top rather than people at the bottom? In state of Rajasthan, we see a lot of misappropriation funds taking place through the cooperatives. So the cooperative isn't the answer. Probably not the answer that fits all kind of shoes in all kind of states. So the management institute, or sorry, the rural development institute is to reinvent through research what are the kind of different kind of organizational setups which will be more helpful or which will transfer more of sales value of farmers value back to the farmers. So in that sense, I see government hasn't done a good job for last 60 years here in India. Corporate sector hasn't started too well. They have been able to spend just about 5,000 crore rupees out of 20,000 crore rupees that was slated to be spent last year. And that too, out of those 5,000, we don't have a Taj Mahal standing out there saying, oh yeah, this is the one job that's been done well. So then we see there's a plenty of scope going forward in this development education sector. That's my take. Thank you very much for abiding with me so far. Thank you.